All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vase. I wanted to catch people before they start their Thanksgiving dinners. Big US holiday coming up. Oh, this may not work. All right. I think we're okay. All right. Audio should be good. I hope. I'm looking at your live chat. I was deciding what to do today. Do we talk about the bigger picture? Do we talk about the smaller picture? Do I just do some Q&A? I don't know, but I already see a couple of really good questions. I don't know why people care about Richard Hart so much. The guy's a scammer. The guy's a straight up scammer. We were at the same conference together, and Cointelegraph asked, wanted to do some kind of an interesting video. I like Cointelegraph. I used to work at Cointelegraph. Well, work is like work. I used to write articles for Cointelegraph when they first came out. I know Cointelegraph has like a bad rap for like showing ICOs and stuff, but I like the people that are there. Never really had a problem. So I said sure, and I debated Richard Hart, and the guy's a scammer. He's trying to sell you fake Bitcoin. That's it. It ends there. Go check out the website, Hex Scam. I tweeted it out earlier. Do some research. It's obviously a scam. There's really not much research that needs to be done. All right, let's. Someone asked about the yearly chart. I haven't looked at the yearly chart in ages. We can go and take a look and go from there. All right, let's go to screen share. All right, Unconfiscatable conference. This is what I'm going to be focused on over the next couple of weeks, trying to get some, some other good speakers, and it's going to be great. Check it out. Registration is open, and should probably refresh this. The number of tickets is probably smaller. Prices will eventually go up. So there you go. Now what do we got? All right, 71 tickets left at this price. It's not an expensive conference. We're trying to make it as cheap as possible without losing money on the event. If you want to really support, please buy a VIP ticket. And of course, the carnivory dinner is separate. That's a carnivory/speaker dinner. The poker tournament is 0.1. And the pinball tournament is just for fun on that first night. Anyway, go ahead and check it out. We're going to try to have some more workshops for you. Man, so much work to do. It's ridiculous. What is that? Oh, workshop. We're supposed to have the options workshop on sale. I gotta get on that. That's happening in like 2 weeks. So those interested in options, we got to get that on sale. Okay. All right, let's talk about the price. This is the monthly chart. I'm going to take this to a yearly chart. I'm going to drop Heikin-Ashi candles. I still don't really understand Heikin-Ashi candles. They seem to be working well with sequential. I would never actually trade them because I don't really understand them. I don't understand their purpose. I understand candles. Candles has always been my primary trading tool for 15 years. And so that's why it kind of sucks that for me personally, God, I hate those grid lines. I got to get rid of them. Okay. It seems to work much better with sequential on a monthly scale. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Maybe it makes sense because it averages out the price. And that's a good thing because sequential measures momentum. So maybe that makes sense. It's a good timing mechanism on a bigger scale, but on a smaller scale, I personally wouldn't use it to activate the charts, to activate the trades. But if I was actually live trading, you never know. I'd have to, do some analysis, do some back testing, and then we'll see. Oh yeah, I should drop that. Okay, let's go to the yearly chart. Oh, that didn't really work the way I wanted it to. I don't know why people keep saying that there is some kind of a 9 on the yearly chart. There isn't. There's no 9 on a yearly chart. The sequential only starts on the 5th candle. So unless Bitcoin, unless I've been, in some sleeping pod, and Bitcoin is in its, what, 14th year, you can't have a 9 sequential. So you can't be in the middle of a 1 to 4 year correction. This chart begins in 2010. Even if we have the price of Bitcoin in 2009, which it didn't really have, you can use electricity to measure the price of Bitcoin. If you have the price of Bitcoin in 2009, which would be near 0, that means you just shift all of these numbers over to the left. That still means that you're only on a 7. You're not on a 9 yet. So Bitcoin still has a few years to go before it tops out. And it will be interesting if it's going to top out on a 9 and where that top is going to be. I still think that, this year has been a struggle. The year is not over yet. And look, the year is actually a nice doji candle. So all this hype of people talking about, how this year went, and the year is pretty much exactly where it started. The year opened at 7,000, and right now we're at 75. And 2 days ago we were at 65, right? So this has been basically a flat year for Bitcoin, and we'll see what happens next year. And I still think next year is going to be a struggle, but 2021 I expect to be a bullish year, and that's going to be number 8. And 2022 I expect to be a pretty good year, and that's going to be number 9. And it's very possible Bitcoin is going to top the following year in 2023. So topping the candle after a 9 as a reversal candle would make sense to me. So if Bitcoin tops out around 2023, it likes to top out long before the halving. So maybe 2023 is going to be a new all-time high, because what I'm expecting is once Bitcoin breaks 20,000, which may not happen until like late 2022, like we don't know. But once it breaks 20,000, I expect it to go up and go up quickly. Like from 20,000 to 100,000 may only take a few months. It may, that's true FOMO, right? It didn't take us long to get from 1,300 to 20,000. It took us less than a year. It took us less than a year to get from 1,300 to 20,000 once we broke the all-time high. So once we break 20,000, we can be at 100,000 within the same year. However, I think that breaking 20,000 is going to be a lot longer than other people expect. You can disagree. That's fine. Let's look at the current month in, mine Heikin-Ashi candles. This is where I screwed up. I want to be in regular candles. When I go to the yearly chart, I want to be in regular candles, not Heikin-Ashi candles. Here we are in regular candles. Looks very different. Very different. My bad on that. The counts are the same. The counts haven't changed. So the year opened at, the year opened low. That's right. The year opened near 3,000. That was Heikin-Ashi. The year opened at, where we open at? 3,700. I actually knew that. I was just looking at the candle. I was trusting the candle. Yeah, the only reason I have Heikin-Ashi on the monthly is because it's better with sequential. Otherwise, I would never use it. And but the counts are the same, so nothing has really changed in the counts. Guys, I really don't understand why. I mean, if you're not interested in this analysis, why are you watching? Don't you have better things to do? Clearly not. All right. Let's look at the weekly chart. Wait, where's the weekly chart? Here's the weekly chart. That's our daily chart. So the weekly chart gave you a short trade on a sequential, which I clearly stated I would not have taken. Not on a weekly scale. On a daily scale, especially on a 4-hour scale, that trade made a lot more sense. But on a weekly scale, I don't like to trade something after this giant one candle because it was definitely due for a rebound. The current rebound is barely halfway up the candle that lost you all of that value last week. So this has a lot further to go before the weekly chart gets bullish. The weekly chart is still bearish. You on a red 2, the red 2 did cross below the red 1. The weekly picture is clearly bearish. Now it can turn bullish. We'll need another week or two. We'll need a green 1 followed by a green 2 above a green 1, and that bullish trade could activate. The last time the weekly chart provided a bullish trade, when was that? You need a green 2 above a green 1. When was the last time that happened? That happened like here. That's the last time this occurred. The last time a weekly chart gave you a bullish trade was here. But to be honest, because that green 2 came after a green 1 that was preceded by a 9, for me personally, that bullish trade would have activated earlier because all I need is a green 2 above a, I mean, I'm okay using the close in this case because I'm breaking out. So that happened at about 9,000. That was the last time the sequential activated a bullish trade, and it went from 9,000 area all the way to 14. And there were multiple bearish trades that got activated along the way. Now this here was a potential buying opportunity off the weekly 9, but it never had a follow through with a green 2 above a green 1, or a 3 above a 2, or a 4 above a 3. Now we're in a red count. The last time we were in a red count, we fell pretty heavily. We fell from about 10,000 and bottomed out all the way at 74. So it fell about 2,500, right? Now we already fell just as much. We fell from about, well, I don't know where you want to start the count, but in any case, the weekly chart is bearish, guys. Can this be the low for Q4? Yes. Can you assume that it's the low for Q4? The answer is always no. The only way I would assume a low for Q4 is if it gives it to me on a 9 sequential, and it did not. So therefore, I can't assume that. Now, if this continued going higher, if these numbers with green 2, 3, and 4, if they were in the opposite direction, if they were taking us, above 10,000 and closing there, I would then assume this is going to be the low for Q4 until the end of the year. But now I can't assume that. Is it going to be the low? We're going to find out. We're going to find out on December 31st if it is or isn't. The 12-hour, this is the daily chart. Yeah. So the daily chart got to the bottom of the channel and reversed nicely. Did it reverse on a 9? The answer is no. So it would have been challenging for me personally to catch the bottom of that move because I use my own trading methods that other people may not. So I probably would not have picked it up based on daily or weekly charts. I would only take this as a much shorter term trade, like a 1-hour trade or a 4-hour trade. And if that turned into something, great. But on a daily scale, that is not where I'm looking for a low. I was looking for a low a little bit earlier, and that low, and it went lower. Now you are close to a buy on a daily scale. What you need is a green 2 to be above a green 1. That has not yet occurred. You have about 5 hours to go in order to get above this green line. That would activate a long trade for me. If this candle does not break the high of this morning, tomorrow you would need to break the high of that candle, which isn't all that different. So I will just leave this line where it was, pretty much there. That activates the long trade to the upside. Where is the resistance of this trade? Well, there's 2 points of resistance. We have a 50-period moving average here at around 8,400. We also have a Fibonacci line, but if that's the 50% line, I don't really care that much, and it is, so I don't really care that much. Then you have the setup trend line right here at 8,800, and then you have the moving averages, which have crossed over. That is the 128 versus the 200. That is a very critical crossover. Now, notice how the price literally bottomed at the crossover. Now, a lot of people kept talking about the moving average crossover. Those that have attended my workshops know that when the price is so far away from the crossover, it's actually not a selling opportunity but a buying opportunity. I only treat a def cross as a selling opportunity if the price was in the def cross. If the price was actually at 9,300 during the def cross, that would be a potential short trade. The price was insanely far away. So this def cross, while it matters long term, is probably going to play out as the opposite short term, and you can see that that's exactly what's happening here. The 128 versus 200 doesn't happen very often. Okay, it happened here to the upside, and we have to go back kind of far for the downside. Here it is. Here it is. Do you know how many people thought that this was going to be the move to a new all-time high? This was back in May of 2018. In May of 2018, we went right into the def cross between the 128 and the 200. And look how long the bear market, look what happened in the bear market after that. So you want to be real careful. Now, the bottom came in long before the def cross. So look at this move. Let's look at it in percentage terms. In percentage terms, this was a 50% move to the upside. And it did absolutely nothing to get us out of the bear market. So let's see what can happen here. This is only a 40% move to the upside to get you back to the moving average. This does not mean the bear market is over. Is it possible? The answer is yes. And by bear market, I at this point, I kind of mean the mini bear market, right? Like the mini bear market that started in June and has now lasted, maybe it ended. Maybe it ended right here. From June, June 25th down to November 24th. So that's what, 7 months? No, less, 5 months. Okay. This 5-month mini bear market might have ended. Though I still think there is a high probability of lower prices. Maybe not as low as 3,000, but lower than 65. I still think we can get there. Now, I thought we were going to get there earlier. I thought we were going to get to 65 earlier. I thought we were going to get to 65 in October. But we got to 65 in November. I'm not really, it's hard to pay attention to the live chat. Tone, how long does a dead cat bounce last in general? A dead cat bounce is not measured in time. A dead cat bounce is measured in price. So as long as the price of Bitcoin doesn't go up above 10,000, this will be a dead cat bounce. Whether that whether it ends tomorrow or whether it ends, in March, that doesn't really matter, right? Have you looked at the 50 and the 128 on the weekly? I've never looked at the 128 on the weekly. That's not one of my moving averages. We can look at it. I can make this 128. They seem to be identical. So I don't see how useful that is to anyone. It's a little weird why the 50 and the 128 are completely in sync. It's very, very strange that that's happening. Is it useful? I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's useful in that it could be a support. We broke it and now we're breaking above it, breaking back above it, but I don't know. It could also be a bug in my code. Like, this is weird. So I don't know. I doubt it's a bug, so. So someone is asking if the turning of the 200 on the daily I can put Heikin-Ashi candles on a daily chart, but I don't know what it would mean because Heikin-Ashi candles other than using it with sequential, like sequential continues to be an amazing tool with Heikin-Ashi charts. So maybe I should only look at Heikin-Ashi charts. Like it bottomed on a 9 sequential. You can't look at everything, right? So you got to pick and choose. I bet you if I start only looking at Heikin-Ashi, it won't work anymore, right? Because everybody else will be looking at it as well. But clearly, I just don't understand. I haven't even looked up the math of the Heikin-Ashi candle. Like, I don't know how the math even works. I haven't had time. All I can tell you is every time I look at Heikin-Ashi charts by using sequential, it always manages to somehow time a low and the high. So I should pay attention to it more often. But I am not an active trader. I don't know how many times I can say this to people. You are an active trader. You should probably be trading, okay, with looking at everything, okay? If you don't know how to use sequential, learn how to use it. You can learn it from me, from videos, or you can go out and learn it yourself. It doesn't matter. But I think it's one of the best tools in trading. Of course, it timed the top with Heikin-Ashi candles. It always does right there. There's your top. I hate these green candles. I want them hollow. How do I make them hollow? Can I make them hollow? Actually, I don't know what green it was using. Let me cancel this. I can make them white. Not exactly hollow, but still better. I need a thicker outline. There we go. There we go. I like this better. Yeah, sequential works really well. Really well. Off by one candle right here. Off by one candle. Still pretty well. Still works well. The 200-day moving average turning down, is that important? Yes, it is very important. But it's very important long term. It's not useful short term at all. It doesn't help you in your short term trades. But long term, yes. The options course, what to expect. We're going to get it up on sale like tomorrow, and it'll all be in the description. So there's no point of me wasting time on a video. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. The last time I talked about the 4-hour chart, I drew this green arrow. And I said, hey, if this move, well, I did mention the inverse head and shoulders, which, worked out really well. Probably if you go to the hourly chart, worked out really well. Yeah, on the hourly chart, it's very clean. Wow, that was a 9 too. Jesus. Had no idea. And that's a top 10 on 9. So here are your hourly 9s right here at the ultimate low, and right there on the secondary low. There's a 9 here at the high. There's a 9 here at the high. Almost. There was a 9 right here. We did go lower, which would have been a pain in the ass. But came close on bottoming on a 9 there as well. Jeez. But this 9 and this 9 worked out perfectly, right? So, hey, 2 out of 3 on the last 3. 2 out of 3 on calling the perfect low on the hourly sequential. Again, you don't have to use this, but if I was actively trading, that's probably all I would use. And right now, we're looking like we're bullish. We're looking like we're in good shape. Let's go back to the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour chart, this actually looks really good. You had a green 2 that just went above a green 1. That makes this chart bullish. Also, this arrow was drawn with a purpose, in that the next set of resistance is right here around 7,900. That's going to be the important area. 7,900 is going to be very, very critical for Bitcoin, because if 7,900 rejects the price of Bitcoin sometime in early December, then the price could really turn down, and turn down hard, because we never reached the bottom of this channel. And I'm still waiting to reach the bottom of the channel. I will continue to anticipate the bottom of the channel unless one thing and one thing only happens. We break out above the channel. The only way I will not anticipate hitting the bottom of the channel is if we break above the channel, which currently stands at around 8,500. So another $1,000 to go. Okay. Other than that, I will anticipate this channel to keep going lower and lower and lower. How low can we get? Well, I'm assuming that this is going to be the low for the bear market, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I still see large problems in Bitcoin's fundamentals, not the not the code. The code of Bitcoin is solid. I'm not worried about the code. What continues to bother me is the infinite amount of stupid people that believe in things like Bitcoin hacks. And just yesterday, I was watching Roger Ver, not on purpose. I happened to be watching CNBC, and Roger Ver comes on talking about Bitcoin Cash. So for as long as, producers of CNBC can't putting on like people selling you a fake Bitcoin on CNBC, the fundamentals of Bitcoin are not going to go very far, because we could have been probably one Bitcoin could have been over $50,000 by now if the majority of the people in the crypto space weren't trying to scam people by selling them fake Bitcoin. So the fundamentals of Bitcoin are actually kind of crappy. And that will continue to be the case as long as people like Roger Ver are on CNBC selling fake Bitcoins. So I would not be surprised at all if Bitcoin still goes sub 3,000, because people have not learned their lesson on what is Bitcoin and what is a fake Bitcoin. Someone says you overestimate CNBC, no one watches them. If you're expecting mass adoption, especially from the financial sector, they do watch them. All right, that's it. GBTC premium is a little bit out of control. I certainly would not be buying Bitcoin based on premium at this time. Gold continues to trend down as it's falling out of its triangle. Let's see what that target is. Looks like about $83 or 5.6%. All right, right there. That's your target. That's a good target because that takes you right into the moving average. Right into it. Tone, do you think the weekly is showing a head and shoulders pattern? No. No. I don't see it. Would you rather hold physical silver or digital Litecoin? I would rather hold physical silver. S&P correction. I don't think so. I don't see it. I don't see an S&P correction at this time. Weekly sequential on a 6, maybe in a few weeks. Daily sequential on a 4, maybe in 5 days. I just don't see it. I don't see a correction next week, maybe the week after. The MACD is bullish once again. The RSI is clearly in overbought territory, which is fine. I anticipated a short correction here off of this 9, but that was a textbook. Well, not an actual textbook, the Tone Vase textbook when I write it. One day I'll write a textbook on sequential the way Tyler Jenks wrote a textbook on, Tyler Jenks and Socrates wrote a textbook on hyperweight. What's my take on security tokens STOs? My take on STOs is that there is absolutely zero innovation in STOs. STOs have existed before I was born. It was called, Microsoft stock, and it still is. I don't understand the hype of STOs. They are following the same exact regulation that the stock would be, like a stock market. And if you build your STO on top of Ethereum, I hope that you get into a lot of legal trouble when Ethereum goes belly up, because building your STO on an insecure piece of garbage is the fault of the person creating the STO. So I believe that if you build your STO on top of Ethereum and Ethereum stops functioning, you should be held accountable for your dumb technological choices. Thoughts on oil? I don't have oil open. No, I do have oil open. Oil looks bullish to me. This is the daily chart. It looks pretty bullish. I may have to zoom in. A little surprising, but technicals are technicals, right? Like, my fundamental view on oil is irrelevant if the technical chart is bullish. So if tomorrow, I would never trade on a Friday after Thanksgiving. That's just silly. But TA doesn't care. So you have a green 2 going to go above a green 1 on a daily. On a weekly scale, you should also be bullish. You're bullish. You're on a 6 of 9. Decent consolidation. Big rebound. What if I change this to Heikinashi? All right. Almost. The 9 was 1 week off the low. Okay. 1 week off the low. Oil. I mean, it's bullish, but not by a lot. Like, I wouldn't trade oil. It's not interesting. Like, look at oil since May. Look at oil all year. It's like, it's not trending. It's not really that relevant. The gold looks bearish. I needed to play out this correction. Any other interesting questions? We have 800 viewers. Tesla. Oh yeah, Tesla. How's Tesla doing? I mean, I screwed up. I didn't buy the dip in Tesla. I think I need to take the year off from, Bitcoin and just go back to trading. Real trading, not crypto trading. But I would love to buy the dip on Tesla. Just gotta get the right dip. I wouldn't trade this week though. I'm not gonna look at the Australia versus Japanese pair, guys. No one trades that. The problem with crypto trading is it's an unregulated market without much liquidity. You all complain that it's manipulated, and my answer to you always is, don't trade it. The most reliable price for Bitcoin potentially is the CME. The problem with the CME is that it's closed on the weekends. I can't trade that. I'm not going to trade the most volatile asset I've ever seen and not have an opportunity to trade it while it's actually trading. That's insane. Never heard of Canopy. Oh. Love the 9 at the high before the big fall. It might have bottomed here on the combo 13, but it's too early to tell. Like, I wouldn't buy this. I would have, again, this looks like a nice bottom also, 913 on the same candle, but it's at a consolidation at the low. And if the consolidation at the low was, it's $18, so it's not that expensive. Now let's look at the weekly chart. This might have been a hyperwave candidate, right? Let's see if it's a hyperwave candidate. I have to go to a linear chart and not an exponential chart. Yeah, that's a pretty good hyperwave candidate. You have your phase 1 right here. That lasted for a few years, which is what's needed. 14, 15, 16, and in 2017 it started to rise. You have your phase 1. I can actually lower phase 1, maybe, because I want this to be phase 2. That's a nice phase 2. Phase 1 could actually be lowered to here. That's a nice phase 2 right there. I can make it more perfect, but like, it's a really nice phase 2. I'm gonna get rid of the moving averages. They're just in the way right now. And I'm gonna clean up sequential as well. Much easier to see. That's a nice phase 2. How about phase 3? I can shorten this. Actually, no, I shouldn't shorten it. I should extend it. Oh, that's interesting, right? Look at that. Look at that. You're holding the old phase 2. I'm assuming there's a phase 3 and a phase 4, which may be premature, but let's see. Unfortunately, Tyler is no longer with us, so I'll have to shoot this over to Socrates. So that would be phase 3. And that's the phase 4. Wow, Tyler would love this chart. Tyler would absolutely love it. I wonder if the Hyperwave Research Group like ran across this. And here's your phase 6. Now phase 5 is supposed to be really short. So I'm actually, it's hard to say if Tyler would have said phase 5 is just that 1 week's candle, the week of September 10th, or this entire move down followed by that. I like to think that phase 5, which I'll draw in red, would be this. That's phase 5. Phase 6 gives you the secondary high. You know, whatever it is. And now we're in phase 7. But right now we're holding phase 2. Now, according to phase 7, this thing is going to go back to $3. I have no idea what this company does, but it's a very interesting hyperwave. All right, Don, let's see what you're writing. Oh, I actually got to get going. Celebrating 2 years this Thanksgiving in crypto. Just less than that, listening to your streams. Thanks for everything you do. Please keep it up. And don't let the trolls stop what you do for the rest of us. Thank you, Don. Appreciate your very kind words. All right, guys, I got to get going. Yeah, so hey, guys, the Lucid Investment website, that's going to be decommissioned. There's nothing there. If you the videos are for sale on my website. So if you're interested in, wait, where's my website? If you're interested in those Lucid Investment on demand videos, go to my website, tonebase.com on demand, and all of the Lucid on demand videos are up there for sale. Okay, so there's really not much else there. If there was some kind of research there, I mean, I can ask Leah and we can, port it over to my website. But there's really not much there other than, on-demand videos, and you can purchase those from tonebase.com. No one's going to be taking it over, guys. Lucid Investment website will be decommissioned. And the YouTube channel, there's not going to be any new videos on there either. So enjoy the videos that are on there to begin with. It's a weed stock. Okay, good to know. Tone, what is your high for Bitcoin this year? Well, it already happened, 14,000. I'm not expecting us to break that. All right, guys, don't forget, Unconfiscatable is on sale. We will have a lot of fun in Las Vegas for Unconfiscatable. That's it. One more quick look at Bitcoin. The 1 hour chart has been very good with sequential. I got to test out the new code. I got so much work. It's ridiculous. I got to test out the new code with multi-time frames and everything. You got to break that line, but that's a line on a 4 hour chart, not the 1 hour chart. Beautiful 9 at the low, 9 at the high, close enough anyway within an hour. And 9 at the low, 9 at the high. Definitely good short-term trading opportunities. All right, guys, that's it for me. We'll try and do a stream with Jimmy Song. It's been forever. I got connecting with the lawyers. Going to try and do a stream with them. And I will talk to you all on the next one. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay. Bye, guys. Quantum computers, it's overhype, insane. Don't worry about quantum computers. Options webinar. We're going to get it up. Oh, it's up there. I have to clear cache. Okay. That's my bad. All right. Options webinar is probably up on sale already. All right, guys. Talk to you all on the next one.